Alright guys, now that I got my camera situated, I just wanted to make this little video to let you guys know some of the things that you're going to expect whenever you go take a bike that isn't plated to go get it registered. Even if you got to ride the bike up there, or I should say especially if you got to ride the bike to go get it registered, like what I'm doing. So the main thing that you got to remember is you don't want to take another motorcycle plate or any other type of plate, put it on the back of this bike as a temporary way to not get stopped and pulled over. You don't want to do that. And the reason you don't want to do that is because police officers are actually looking to see if the license plate matches the vehicle. I mean, on a car, it's easy to tell if a Dodge truck plate goes onto like a little Honda Civic. It's super easy. But on a bike, it's a little bit more difficult. But you definitely don't want to run into that issue where a cop pulls you over because you got a plate that doesn't match. And the reason why I say that is because motorcycles are easier to steal than cars. The reason why I mention this too is because I know a guy who bought one of my bikes, and he actually was a little skeptical about not riding with the plate. He actually brought his own plate from an old bike that he had. I took my plate off and I told him, hey man, if the cops bust you while you're riding, you're gonna have a harder time explaining why you put on a different plate than why you don't have one at all. Sometimes you just gotta tell the cop, look, I just bought the bike. Here's the title. It's in my bag. I just bought it. I'm just going to get it registered. I'm headed over to the DMV or I'm headed home. You know, whatever the situation is. You've got an easier time explaining that than explaining to a cop, oh, well, I just wanted to put on a plate that doesn't go with the bike, but, you know, I just didn't want to ride dirty. Honestly, putting on a plate that doesn't belong to the bike or the vehicle is really what it's like to ride dirty. Moving pretty good, I ain't gonna lie. Doing 65 is pretty good. But yeah guys, don't make that mistake. Don't make the mistake of trying to take your bike up to the DMV or wherever and using a plate that doesn't belong to that bike. Cops look for that. That's a reason for them to pull you over. Of course, riding with no plate is a reason for them to pull you over. But trust me, if they pull you over, you got a better chance of explaining that. You got a better chance of explaining to a cop that, you know, yeah, I just bought this bike, here's the title, as opposed to doing it the other way around, saying, oh yeah, this bike here, you know, it's, yeah, plate doesn't belong on there. But all that doesn't matter, because we're pulling up on the MVD right now. I'm gonna go to one of the little third-party spots. I love these places because you don't have to deal with the long lines. If you're just going to do a title registration or, you know, get a license plate, or even if you're going to get your driver's license, it's actually very quick and easy to get stuff done here. You may have to pay a little bit more, but not by too much. And especially for a bike like this thing is going to be cheap to insure. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's going to be cheap to insure, and it's going to be cheap to put registration on. Wow, look at this person. Look at this person right here. Perfect. It's like real empty today. Go around you. Go up into this DMV. Get my thizzle. But yeah, man, I love these third-party DMV spots, man. This is where you want to go. This is where I personally would go to get my bike done. I come here for my cars too. All day, every day. Boom, just like that. Let's go get this taken care of.
2,000 years later.
And in literally 10 minutes, I'm out. I got my plate. I got my title, registration. Let's go grab ourselves a little plate holder. Ooh, yeah. pretty simple, guys. I mean, you really don't need to do much more than that. But yeah, man, I have to admit, I really do miss the DR650. I really do. The only problem with me having the DR650 and a bike like the RMZ is I know I would only ride the I would barely ever ride the DR650 because me doing trails and such like that, I would not want to be on the trails with the DR650. I'm fine with the modded up DRZ 400. I'm not trying to run over that. I think you know where we at, y'all. We at the Moto Graveyard. We got hitting up Bob's. Because we need some stuff. What is all this? Oh yeah. Ain't got none but junk I need. Focus on